Okay, so this is sports talk. OJ and Jarbo Productions. This is one half though, but pretty much we're getting on the NBA and the playoffs. It's second round already. Most teams are already halfway there. I'm looking at the matchups. It's tough to say, man. Golden State Rockets in the West, and also you got the Trailblazers and the Nuggets. I got my predictions and whatever, but the East is also looking pretty, lopsided kind of. Not in the sense of matchups, but more of like who's gonna get it, I guess. I mean, with the whole, ugh, man, Philly, Toronto, and the Celtics, and man, those Bucks, crazy, crazy. Like 5 years ago, I was talking about, yo, man, when you got Giannis on your team, you shouldn't even be losing. Like you should be in the playoffs, and now you see him number one seed in the East, and they're really stepping it up, going against a strong Boston team. Well coached by Brad Stevens and whatnot. But I think the biggest thing though, like looking at these matchups, my prediction, by the way, I got I got Boston in six. You know, I'm a guy. I've seen games where talent should have triumphed over some coaching, but nowadays, when you got talent and great coaching all in one, like you by far should win. And so far, with the first game I saw, it was Giannis doing a little bit too much, kinda. Not like Russell Westbrook, but just in the sense of him going at it and trying on Al Horford. When Al Horford was really in his grill and doing stuff like that and getting blocked, and then I guess turning from aggressive to passive when he's more of an alpha male in the league. So you want to see him do great things, but also you got to understand he has a team around him. He has a team full of shooters. Middleton didn't look so hot. I mean, he was still shooting the ball, occasionally well and whatnot. I think they should have played Wilson a little bit more. I think guys like that off the bench, Elias Hove and stuff like that, are key pieces, and just who the Bucks are dynamically, like Connaughton and all those guys, like great scorers, and Malcolm Brogdon obviously is like a key piece in the game, but right now we're looking at Bledsoe and Middleton, Giannis, Snell's a little shaky. Don't really think about him much, but I've seen game two now, and I seen coach made a lot of adjustments. They did a lot of switches to get Giannis on, I guess, better mismatches, and they they played ball. First of all, they pushed the ball. The Bucks are like top five, and I think fast break, and of course, because Giannis, Middleton, Bledsoe, people like that, and overall, I couldn't believe what I saw. And this was just the highlights. I didn't watch the whole game this time around. Usually if I'm on the road or something like that, I'm watching the highlights. If I'm at home, I'm watching the game. So it's a parent thought. But if they continuously play like they have today, um, they might upset my prediction. But I'm gonna stick with the Celtics for four games out of the six. Now, when I think about, it's tied up right now. The Raptors and 76ers. I still don't believe in Philly. I really don't. A lot of people don't believe in Philly. Um, if MB can be that main guy, you know, and they just trusted him to, bring them home, then maybe. But I think they got too many guys trying to be that guy. Jimmy Butler, he's an alpha male. He's a two-way guard. He needs the ball just as much as anybody else. You know, I'm not gonna be, transparent with the thought. Ben Simmons is probably top five passing guards, just in the league. But in general, when you have a point guard that doesn't really shoot the ball well, it eliminates a lot of things like force placing and, just getting to the cup, and, how they crash, how they set their defensive schemes on your team. Knowing that you got a guy like Embiid, you don't want to, man coverage him all the time. but you also don't, want to put him in a zone or anything like that with shooters like Butler and Tobias and Redick readily available for the team. But I got I got Raptors in six also. Um, it's just something about Kawhi, and I think when Kyle Lowry starts to see, what Kawhi does for the team, and he starts to step up and make his shots, and not, do what they have done in the past years with him and DeRozan, and miss big shots or have a terrible percentage together. Like I think last time I seen it, I don't know if it was like 14 of 38 or something like that combined, but it was pretty bad last time. They just need to, be cohesive. Kyle Lowry needs to dish that ball, and definitely Kawhi needs to attack. If he can feed, other guys like Gasol and Danny Green while he's doing it, perfect. Like give it up to them at least 12 times, within a half or something like that. That's great. Because I know how dominant Kawhi is and how much he practices on his game, and one on one you really can't hold him. So, but I mean, on the bright side, so far it's an evenly coached match, and I think this has probably been the best coach for the Raptors. So, hey, and the 76ers coach is doing a little bit better, so they're looking pretty good. Now we're going to the West right quick. You probably gonna hate me, but it's whatever. I got the Nuggets versus the Trailblazers, even though I saw what Dame Lillard does, and that game when it was crazy, man. Off one leg, right to the side, and just like a fadeaway almost, a fadeaway from what half court, halfway through half court, or whatever you want to call it, dude. Like that's some feet. Like that's a good distance. That's a good, you know. Paul George said that was a bad shot. I think he means like bad as in good. I mean, fundamentally, that is a terrible shot. But I mean, if you're that guy, man, I mean, you're gonna take shots like that. That was just oh man, that was just one of those shots. You just gotta, tip your hats off to the guy. I mean, he's worked on it. He's perfected it. I mean, his practice. You can see he's developing character. I mean, most people don't put him for MVP just because height, stature, team development. Just I mean, if his team was maybe top three, they might put him in the discussion. But I mean, having Harden MVP every time. I mean, yeah, he pretty much carries the team, but he also takes like majority of the shots, dude. I mean, like he's to me a shooting guard playing point guard, like that has a point guard game. So I mean that I'm not trying to deteriorate from Harden. Harden is a great player and whatever, but I think when you discredit guys like Damian Lillard, my guy Jokic is a beast, like up and coming man. I think he should really win the MVP, but I mean it's whatever. Giannis is really that MVP. If you look at this season all around, Giannis is MVP. If you go from being number one year to almost not making the playoffs or being within 9 and 10 in the West, I mean that doesn't show me MVP. Like the Bucks' team, the organization, the defensive schemes, the way people play against you just because of you on the court. I mean, Harden has a lot of ref officiating, help, and the way he shoots the ball, the way he leans, how he draws contact in the paint and outside. I mean, Giannis doesn't get that many free throws. Giannis gets a lot of and ones, and nobody really calls it. I mean, but I mean, if Giannis flopped as much as Harden did, I mean, that would be tough. And ultimately, you know, Giannis plays extreme defense. Like James Harden is probably guarding some of the best shooters out, and he's not playing any defense on them. So that's really hurting his team. Like knowing, I mean that's pretty much 5 on 4. You know what I'm saying in some games, but it's whatever. For the Nuggets, I got them. I got them in six again. I got them in six. Just because of what I saw, in Game 7, what I saw from Jamal Murray, and the first 3 games of the series, and him and Jokic are doing great, man. Like they're really on the verge to doing something well, like within the next 3 years. That's my team to come out the West ultimately. So my team to come out the West, And my team to come out the East is the Raptors. So Nuggets and Raptors, man. Um, Not discrediting, the Trailblazers organization. I love Seth Curry, man. That guy's a beast. Seth is a legend, bro. Like to me, like he's a great shooter. And then we got his brother Steph, who, I mean, best 3 point shooter in the league. So we're just gonna quiet everybody. Best 3 point shooter in the league. KD is the best. Um, yeah, he's the best shooter in the league. And then Klay Thompson is top five, guaranteed. Don't play. Um, the guy is spot up. The guy is deadly spot up. He sidesteps like when he jumps and when he shoots, man. I mean, it's just straight up. Like it's not, he if he leaned and all that stuff, like when he shot the ball, like it would look so ugly because that's not him fundamentally. You know, his shot is like a crane. It goes straight down. Like it's very delicate. Um, as far as who I got between the Warriors and the Rockets, I'm not even gonna play any games, man. Um, Java will kill me, but I got Warriors, dude. I mean, um, Warriors in six, not seven. Well, actually, skip that. I'm sorry. Warriors in five. That's the only out of all the series. That's the only series I'm gonna say is a little bit different instead of all the 6 games. Warriors in five. Rockets, probably gonna steal one, but after that, I mean, Warriors is gonna go on a tear. You can't stop KD, Clay, and Curry at the same time unless like all 3 of them are off. I've seen it where 2 of them are off, like KD and Curry, and Clay had a phenomenal game. I seen it where Curry and Clay were off. KD had a phenomenal game, and Steph Curry was the only one that was making the shots, and all the way all around, you got a guy like Draymond Green. I mean, he can get his own buckets. I don't know why people give him so much flack. He's really like I think the drive, like he's the engine in the group, man. Like the defensive prowess, switching on every position pretty much. I mean, he makes the shooter's job a lot much easier. I'm just gonna say it like that. Like he makes Katie's job easier, Steph's job easier, Clay's job easier. He's gonna rebound. He's gonna pass it to you. He's gonna be unselfish. He's not about getting his own stats. He's about playing team ball and winning the game, making defensive plays, steals, blocks, rebounds, offensive, defensive. The guys collectively what you would want on your team. Now, if you bring him to like a Phoenix Suns or anything like that, does he change the organization? Probably a little bit. Like the defense might be a little bit more amped, but I mean, it's pretty much Devin Booker's team. I mean, he wants the ball. He's got it in his Kobe mentality era. I think whoever they got coaching, he's probably not the right coach right now, and it's just not looking good, man. But like I said, I got the Warriors in five. It's gonna be a great series, man. Um, y'all just stay tuned, man. Keep watching the games. I'm finna check these highlights again, cause yeah, right now I'm not in the right spot to get my connection and whatever. But hey, y'all be easy, man. OJ and Drama Productions. Hey, have a good one.